All right, have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working harder and harder, but you're getting absolutely nowhere? Well, what if I told you the universe doesn't actually care about your effort? Yeah, today we're going to explore this pretty radical idea that reality responds not to what you do, but to who you are. So let's get into it. I mean, we've all been there, right? It feels like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill. You're putting in all the hours, all the effort, all that raw desire, and you just end up stuck. It is so maddening. But what if that frustration, what if it isn't a sign that you're failing? What if it's actually a clue that we're all just using the wrong instruction manual for reality? So that brings us to what I like to call the effort paradox. It's this super bizarre, counterintuitive thing where the harder you strain for something, the more the universe seems to just push right back. It's kind of like trying to force a key into the wrong lock. You're doing everything you've been told is the right way, but that door, it just will not budge. And here it is. This is the core idea that changes absolutely everything. You have to think of the universe or the quantum field, whatever you want to call it, not as some kind of taskmaster, but as a mirror. It really doesn't care about your struggle. It's not sitting there tallying up your hours. No. It responds to something much, much deeper, your state of being. It's a complete shift from the language of doing to the language of being. So imagine for a second that you're a broadcasting tower, right? When you're pushing and striving and forcing it, you're broadcasting a signal of pure struggle, of desperation. It's a frequency that just screams, I don't have this, I lack this. But when you shift your focus to your state of being, that whole broadcast changes. It becomes this clear, coherent signal of identity, of alignment. It's a signal that doesn't ask for anything. It declares, I already am this. Okay, so if we're broadcasting this signal, how exactly does reality pick it up? Well, the most powerful way to really get this is to imagine that reality is a perfect, instantaneous mirror. It's so simple, but it is so profound. Think about it. You wouldn't stand in front of a mirror and yell at it, demanding that it smile first, would you? Of course not. You know it can only show you what you're already doing. If you scowl, it scowls back. If you smile, it smiles back. Reality is that mirror. It doesn't create your experience, it just reflects it. The change has to start with you. And there's even a concept from quantum physics that works as a great metaphor for this. It's called the observer effect, or quantum collapse. Now, in really simple terms, it suggests that on a tiny subatomic level, there's this field of infinite possibilities just waiting. And it's the act of observation itself that solidifies or collapses one of those possibilities into our concrete reality. So what if our own lives work kind of like that? Now get this, the response is instant. The universe is not on some kind of time delay. It's always ready, always listening, just poised to reflect your signal back to you. So if you feel a delay, and we all do, it's not the mirror that's slow. The delay is in us. It's the time it takes for us to send a clear, unwavering signal. And this brings us to the absolute heart of the matter. This is the critical, crucial difference between desire and state, between just wanting something and actually being the person who already has it. Let's just break this down. Take a look at the signal. Desire is always sending out a frequency of, I don't have this yet. Its focus is on the gap, on the absence of the thing. And what's the result? The mirror just reflects back the experience of more wanting. Now look at state. The signal is, I already am this. The focus is on identity, on embodiment. And the result? Well, the mirror has no choice but to reflect back the evidence of your being. Let me say that one more time. The universe is not moved by your longing. It's moved by your being. And look, this isn't a new idea. Visionaries like Neville Goddard were teaching this decades ago. You have to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You don't get the thing and then feel good. You feel good and then you get the thing. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it, right? How do we consciously make that shift from a state of longing to a state of being? Let's get really practical here with a simple but super powerful technique. This is what I call the alignment technique, and it's so simple. Step 1, just stop. Whatever you're doing, just pause and bring your awareness right here to the present moment. Step 2, breathe. Take a nice deep breath to release all that tension, all those survival signals of stress. Step 3, as you inhale, mentally say to yourself, I align, just drawing that state into your body. And step 4, as you exhale, mentally say first, which signifies that this state comes before any action or any result. And this is not just some relaxation exercise. This is about priming your reality. See, by aligning first, every action you take after that, every thought you think, it's no longer coming from that place of desperation. It's now an overflow, an expression of a coherent state you've already set up. And that is what makes this so incredibly powerful. But even with a technique this powerful, there is one final, really sneaky trap that trips up almost everyone. It's the real reason for that delay we all feel, and it all comes down to our addiction to one thing: proof. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the response is really instant, then where's my stuff? Why doesn't my entire reality just transform the moment I feel aligned? Well, the answer is a vicious feedback loop that we create all by ourselves. Okay, let's just walk through this loop together. You start by doing the technique, you get there, you feel that sense of alignment, that inner knowing. You've successfully sent out a clear, coherent signal. So far, so good. And then, what happens next? Almost without even thinking about it, we open our eyes and we scan the horizon. We check our email, we check our bank balance. We're looking for the evidence, right? We're looking for the proof that our little inner exercise actually worked. And in that single moment of looking, everything changes. You've just dropped out of the state of being and right back into the state of waiting. You've gone from being the confident creator to being the anxious observer, just hoping for a sign. So what does that perfect instant mirror do? It flawlessly reflects your new signal. It gives you exactly what you're broadcasting: more waiting. The universe isn't slow. It's just incredibly, precisely, and instantly obedient to whatever signal you are sending out right now. You know, the radio analogy just nails this perfectly. The music is always playing. If all you hear is static, you don't blame the radio station. You know you're the one who isn't tuned in correctly. Looking for external proof is exactly like listening for silence. It only confirms that you're on the wrong frequency. So the solution then is a complete 180 of how we've been taught to live. You have to stop allowing the reflection in the mirror to determine how you feel. Instead, you decide how you're going to feel, and you let the mirror reflect that. It's about having the audacity to trust the response before you see a single shred of evidence. It's about embodying that coherence as your new identity. And so we come full circle, right back to that simple mirror. The entire secret is right there. You have to smile first. You must align first. You must embody the reality you desire before it ever appears. And when you truly do that, the reflection is guaranteed, and it is instant. So the question really isn't whether or not this works. The only question is, are you willing to be the one who smiles first?